Welcome back to my channel, everyone. Thank you so much for the support. In this video, I'm going to be answering some of the questions in the comments about film, software, and just common mistakes made and what solutions I have for them. Again, disclaimer, this is just what's worked for me and the things that I do that's helped me. I'm glad to hear that it's also helped many of you.
Okay, so let's talk about film. This is your A film. So these are just different ways it comes in. It can come in this roll, which some machines you can just put a roll in and it automatically pull the roll. But the reason I have this is because this quality of roll was a lot better than the original ones that it came with. If you've seen my videos before, you know that my printer came with paper, so this was free. And I feel like it was free for a reason because this paper gave me so much trouble. So then I upgraded to this film, and it actually was cheaper to buy it in a roll than to buy it in single sheets. And I really don't mind it being in a roll because what I do is just whatever I need, I go ahead and cut however much I need, and that's it. I keep it at the bottom of my table and I just cut whatever measurement I need. So I had a lot of questions about A film. This film, the same as this, comes with this lining, or I guess this film on top of it. And you can see how this is crystal clear here. And inside, it's sticky. Very, very sticky. So what you usually do is you pull this film off and you have this part on your tray or your flatbed for this particular printer, and you print. The print goes on top of this sticky part, which I will give you guys a demonstration. So here we are now at the printer, and this is what you call your flatbed, of course. So you can see your flatbed comes with all these little holes here. They do like a suction, which let me show you down here. There's a vacuum switch, and once you turn it on, this suction will hold your paper on here. So what I usually do is I align my paper, and once it's aligned to where I want it, then I'll turn on my vacuum, and I just kind of flatten it out, help it a little bit. And usually I like a little bit higher up. Okay, there we go. That's perfect. So then, of course, you have to remove this little film from here. So then we'll go ahead and remove this. Trying to do this with one hand, I'm sorry. It takes a bit of practice. And it gets stuck over here. Like I told you guys, this film just sucked. But I use it now for times where I have to practice or do any kind of test printing. Then I use this paper because, I mean, it was free, so I might as well use it for something. So I don't waste my good paper on stuff. I just use this paper. But anyways, so now here we have it. And of course, like I said, the sticky side is on top. And everything that you print is going to be on the sticky side. Now let's do a test print. So now we're over here on my computer, and I need to do a print for, you know, the colors, because daily you're supposed to do this maintenance print. I'll just go ahead, and I already have it in here, so I'm just going to print this. My settings are already in place. gonna go ahead and click print. And of course, this is starting up. Tripod. So don't worry about my eyes. I'm not looking straight at it. So now it's printing. And we're gonna wait for it to be done. And we're gonna see how the colors are, because I haven't used it in like 2 days. You're supposed to be doing a print every day if you can, but I was away for the weekend, so now I need to do a test print and just see what happened. I also do a deep clean, which is this button and this button. You press it and hold it together, and it does a deep cleaning if I'm gone a couple of days without using it. So here we have it, and it looks really good. The colors look great, so there's really no clogged or anything from the inks. That's good, but as you can notice, I don't have a white on here, so I like to also print a test of the white. But it's really hard to tell a white on this white sheets, obviously. So I usually grab, this is the B film for these, for you guys to know. Obviously, this is the B film they call B. And since it's clear, I usually take a little bit of this and print the white testing on this. So I went ahead and cut a bit of that B film. And now I'm just trying to align it the best I can. And obviously I need to do it higher, because as you can see, I have painted before on my flatbed as well as over here. If anybody knows how to take that off, let me know, because that thing seems to be permanent on there now. So let's turn on the vacuum, and I just kind of flatten it out. Alright. Look for my file that has my white square. And this has, I usually like to print it, the white with the gloss, so that I have both tests. Here we are, here we are. We're going to go ahead and click print. It says it's outside, but not really. I've already done this a million times. This is my 2 main files saved here, which, you know, I always print. So now it's doing a thing. And here we have the white. It's really good. But actually not really good. It looks kind of light. So We're gonna have to do another print. And of course, the white is always the one that's the most difficult, because, you know, going 2 days without using it and doing a test print, they can get kind of clogged. Even though this does have a mixer, but it can get clogged in the actual line. You know, it can dry up on the line. So we're gonna print it again, and hopefully that solves it. We did the second print, but it's still very light. So since it's this light, we're gonna go ahead and just do a second hard cleaning. And now it started cleaning. Once the cleaning is done, the little red light will go off. And just so you guys know, this is where the waste goes. So all that ink waste, when you do every like hard cleaning, head cleaning, whatever cleaning, it goes in here. Okay, as you can tell, it's a lot darker. See? Than all of these over here. I'm still not happy with the brightness. Maybe I need to check. Oh, I have enough white in here. There's plenty in there. But maybe I just need to push my thing a little bit down more. Grab more weight. Okay, so now going back to what we were talking about, the film. And this was one of my examples of how I print. Now this, of course, is the sticky side. If this was just pretend that this is a design that I want to, you know, put on something. So then my next step after printing this, I would actually cut it, because this is too big to laminate. I mean, all of this is open. That's why actually I prefer this roll, because then I can just cut it to the measurement that I want. But I'm just gonna go ahead and cut this, and then I'm gonna show you how to put the B film on, lamination with heat. So I'll show you guys that. Okay, so now that I have my paper cut, here we go. Then after that, you go ahead and put this on here to laminate it. I have this whole little setup here on front of it, because I found it easier with longer sheets for it not to be hanging. It makes it a lot, you know, a lot easier to laminate without creating bubbles if you have it straight. Now let's see the settings. So over here, you'll see I have it at around 95. And of course, heat is on. It says it's ready. And this is going to be going forward, going back. Pretty simple. It's a power on button. It's on the side. And I usually like to hold it up here to keep it straight. And then this in here, I'll start by inserting that there. And then I'll go ahead and turn it on. And then we'll see. So we'll go ahead and turn this on. I like to hold the paper in the back and gently hold this. Of course, this comes out, and now I can go ahead and cut it. So now it's laminated, and obviously It's a lot of waste. But you know, it's just me trying to record this. Usually I don't do so much waste. But now we're gonna go ahead and treat this as a regular sticker. One, you know, stuff I done before. I done this was another samples, stuff like this. And of course, I've done these. I'm trying to take this one off because I didn't like the whole thing, but it's so hard to take off. But now you guys will see. So, like every other design, usually I just try to remove any air bubbles, anything like that. And of course, cut it down. Scissors, of course I can. Wait. Now I'm left with the design. And rub this here. And of course, you have this. And then you can select any object, anything you want to put. Let's say I wanted to put this on here. Go ahead and I apply it. And then there it is. You get the gist. Obviously I'm not doing it as I normally would, but there it is. So that's how it works. Alright, you guys, let's talk about now common errors, mistakes, you know, things that are happening in your printer that you don't know what's going on. These are certain things that I've found that I done, and they're pretty simple to fix. Once upon a time, I had my UV light was not drying. I would print something and it will come out wet. It will not be dry. And this is UV light, so it's supposed to come out completely dry. Well, come to find out, I didn't have any water in this. Well, actually I did have water. It was just not connected correctly. I didn't connect this correctly. And you're supposed to change this water out to, I think I have a little bit of sediment in the bottom, but I'm going to change this out. But I didn't have this set up correctly, and there was no water flowing in between the tubes. So you always have to check this. Make sure you always have water. This thing does not go low very often. But if you use your printer constantly, you gotta check this out, because otherwise you'll have wet ink. Another mistake I've made before, my prints were coming out with like a lot of extra ink kind of spread out, kind of like here. It was just messy. It was very messy, coming out very messy. So I didn't know what was going on. Well, turns out this thing was completely full, and I had forgotten this thing was even back here. So you cannot let this thing get full, because I almost feel like the ink backs up, and then you have this thing in here. Let me see if I can focus on it, where the ink goes out in. Let me move the head out of the way. Let me get them light. So here, right here, is where the ink goes. That waste, overflow, whatever you want to call it, goes in there. And if it's too full, it has nowhere to go, so it'll spread into your print. All right, so that leads me to your cleaning. Please, if you're doing a lot of printing, make sure you clean that. You dab it with a rag, just push it down, and it collects a lot of the ink that's stuck in there. Also, you know, your printer head, this thing, you can move it out the way, and then you have this clear thing right here. You're supposed to clean it starting from the here over there or over there to here, not like this, just one way and then the other way because it's very delicate and you might break it, but you have to clean it. Rubbing alcohol is what I use for cleaning all of this. Also, obviously under the print head is where, you know, everything happens down here, but my flatbed is too high. Usually I lower it all the way down when I'm cleaning the print head, but if you lower this flatbed, then you can kind of reach underneath and clean under this print head. Again, with a cloth and rubbing alcohol. It's very simple, you guys. It's not very hard. So, you know, just make sure you do it. And if you're printing a lot, clean it after each, you know, night. If you're not printing a lot, then clean it at least twice a week. Here are your tubes, of course, for your ink. My husband and I have done a flushing of the lines before. You can see this white one is the most messy one. But we left one time for like 2 weeks and this got clogged completely. So we make sure to follow the line. We disconnected it from here, disconnected it from here, and just with a syringe, we flushed it out and made sure that there was no clog, nothing on there. So it's pretty simple. It's not, it looks intimidating, but it's actually a very simple machine. Here is another reason why sometimes people are getting errors, things are not printing for them, whatever else. So as you can see back here, you have 2 buttons. Well, 3 with the power. Of course, you know, you have your power switch. But then you have the automatic continuous print switch, which I have on right now. So on and then off. The on for this means that when I print something from my computer, when I send a file from my computer over to the printer, as you guys have seen before, it automatically adjusts to where it needs to go and automatically starts printing. You know, I don't have to do anything else but just click print. If I don't have this on, then I manually have to adjust my tray and everything else. So I don't like to manually adjust the tray unless I'm printing on an object. So if I'm printing on paper, just keep it in automatic in the back. Otherwise, you have to use all of these buttons in the front. You know, adjust down, up, back, forth. It's just, you know, difficult, making your life difficult, and it's not needed. Just keep it in automatic. Now, the other button, as you can see over here, says switch for printing bottles. So when I'm printing a bottle, I take off automatic because you do not want automatic on when you're printing bottles. You want to be able to control it. And I turn on the bottles. So whenever that happens, then I'm over here. I have my, let me see, let me get this down. As you can see, it's going down. Let me move this out the way. And I have my bottle thing here. So here's my bottle thing. Anyway, so I usually would, you know, have this on here. and I would just move it with this automatic switch here. You have to make sure you align it correctly. Do you see the red line? I usually go, and it has to be like this much space between the bottle and the red line. So all you have to do is just, you know, get down or wherever you have your thing and just make sure you align it from your automatic manual right here. Up and down. This is forward and back. And always make sure when you're printing a bottle that this tray, this thing here goes all the way back, because that's been one of my troubles too while printing bottles. If this is not all the way back, it's not pushed all the way back, then it's not going to print. Let me show you what I mean by all the way back. So you're gonna go like this. You see how I fixed this? This is gonna stay here, and the tray is gonna go all the way back. But this is actually not. You think it's gonna go, but it's not gonna go. I don't know why I did that, to tell you the truth. But I came back. I don't have it on bottle in the back, so it's probably a setting. But as you can see, it goes all the way back, and when it goes all the way back is whenever it will start printing on the bottle. So I usually align it, make sure it's, you know, this much from the red line, and then I push it all the way back, and then I'll start doing its thing. That's been another question in the comments, because they couldn't get it to start printing on a bottle, but they had all the other right settings. It was just this tray table needs to be all the way back. Another reason I seen why you might not be able to print, why it's not, your computer is not not your computer, but your printer is not starting, not moving, not doing anything, is the printer setting here. As you can see under here in this tabs, you have the printer layout. You know, layout is your sheet, your dimensions, and then you have printer right here. This is my printer head number right there, L800, L05. That's what it needs to be at. And then my port, Epson 1800. You should know what these things are when you got the printer sold to you. If not, you should definitely ask the sales rep that sold you your printer what these were, because if these are not correct, then it's not gonna work. So I had a friend that her she looked like she had the same printer, but actually it didn't. We had a different print head on it, so it was not the same settings. So I was trying to give her my settings, but it actually, we found out, is not the same settings. So she finally got a hold of the rep, and he told her what port to use, and then her printer started doing what it needed to do, print. So that's definitely something that needs to be set right. If your printer is not doing anything, you know, when you click print, it's not moving, it's not lighting up, it's not doing nothing, it might be that. So another thing I want to say to you guys is this software. Obviously there's a lot to it, but it's the DTG RIP. I have version 10.3. Obviously you guys know I bought this printer from Alibaba, and I doubt I have the, you know, legal or the bought software, because they sent me the software on this little USB drive right there. So what I done is, every time they have a new version or whatever, and if I want to go ahead and do that, I'm like, nope. I click nope, 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 nope all the time, because once you do an update on that, then it might not work. I had a person commented on my video, and it said that it worked great for a year, and then he did an update, and boom, the software stopped working. Why? Because then it doesn't match what they sent you. So if you don't want to buy the version, online that's $500, and you want to just keep this until you know more, until you're doing more with your business, then don't do an update, please. That's my recommendation to you. Do not do an update. But once you're ready, if your business is going well, everything's going good, and you want to buy the legal version of it, then go ahead and buy it. It's like $500. It's also a tax write-off for your business. Not bad, and then you don't have to worry about new updates. So, but if you're not ready, then do not update it, because that's how you'll lose it.
Thank you everybody for supporting this channel. I will be posting more videos, answering more of your comments. I hope I answer a lot of them in this video. As you can see, I've been traveling a lot, so I haven't had the time to post any videos, but I really appreciate all the support. Thank you.